remember that calculators are needed for this particular class and lesson. We're going to get through it as quickly as possible. So we have our topic. Our objectives for today are we're going to be able to recite and use the accounting equation. And then we're going to be able to calculate assets, liabilities, or capital using the accounting equation. Okay, so those are our two simple objectives. And let's kind of recap what we have been doing just in case our grade 12 still remember. We went over what assets are, and these are the things that are owned or owed to the business, owned by the business or owed to the business. And the assets are split into two categories. You have your fixed assets. Now, these are the ones that have a long life. That means it lasts longer than a year. So if you have the asset for longer than a year, building, premises, land, motor vehicles, motor van, fixtures, all of those things will last longer than a year. So they are your fixed assets. Current assets are your short-term assets, and they last less than a year. So that's your stock, that's your cash, that's your debtors. All right? So please know the difference between your fixed assets, they last longer than a year, and your current assets that last less than a year. Okay? And then we have our liabilities, and our liabilities are the debts. These are things that you owe, people that you owe. So you have mortgages, you have bank overdrafts, you have bank loans. All of those are examples of liabilities. And your liabilities also have two categories, current or long-term. Our current liabilities, which are shown here, are the ones you could pay off within a year. So you have your bank overdraft, short-term loans, your creditors, which are people that you owe. Creditors are people you owe. Creditors are people you owe. All of those would be under your current liabilities. Why? Because you can pay them off in less than a year. All right. Then you have your long-term liabilities. This would take longer to pay off, like your mortgages. So they would be anywhere from over a year up to 50 years, if 60 years, whatever it could be. But long-term means it takes a longer term to pay off. All right, examples are there. Bank loans, long-term bank loans, your mortgages. All of those would come under long-term liabilities. So let me just quickly recap. Can somebody tell me the difference by raising your hand? Can somebody tell me the difference between current assets and fixed assets?
So a current asset is one which moves, which that ones that has an effect in the business. Meanwhile, your fixed asset, they remain there for a year or more.
Very good. Excellent job. Okay, could you tell me the difference between a long-term liability and a short-term liability? What is the difference? Raising of hands, someone, anyone.
The current liability is a loan or mortgage that should be paid in less than a year. And
Long-term?
a long-term
Current.
liability is
Uh-huh.
one that could be paid in more than 1 year.
Okay, but don't put mortgage on the current liabilities, okay? Mortgage will take longer than a year. All right, so your definition was correct. All right, somebody tell me the difference between a debtor, who's a debtor, and who's a creditor. Two of them, but tell me what's the difference. Go ahead, Lakeza.
Okay. A debtor is someone that you owe.
Someone you owe, and what is that classified as?
Yeah, a liability.
Think about it again. You just told me a debtor is somebody who owes you.
Or a asset.
Very good. It's a current asset. All right. So what is a creditor then? Who is a creditor?
When I owe someone.
When you owe someone. So when you owe someone, what do we classify that as?
Liability.
A liability. All right. And that'll be a current liability. Okay. So we're going to look at the last one, and that's capital. Can anyone tell me what capital is? What is capital? Very simplest definition you can find. What is capital?
Capital is what you put into the business.
Very good. Capital are the assets you put into the business. Everybody there. So let me just do a quick review because you're going to have an actual tiny little review quiz in the next 30 seconds. So let me just review one more time. So your assets are anything that you own or anyone who owes you. So anyone who owes you or anything that you own is an asset. Assets have two categories. Fixed, these are the things that last longer than a year. Fixtures, buildings, furniture, motor vehicle, motor van, land, all of those last longer than a year. Current assets, these are the assets that you would have for less than a year. Cash, checks, stock, debtors, which are people who owe you. Then you have your liabilities. Liabilities are your debts, things that you owe, people that you owe. And so you have your current, these are people or businesses that you can pay off in less than a year, like your creditors, like your bank overdraft. And then you have long-term liabilities. These take longer than a year to pay off. So you have your mortgages and your extended bank loans, okay? So all of those would be your liabilities. Last but not least, you have your capital. Capital is any asset that you invest in the business. Capital is increased when you have a profit. It is decreased when you have a loss. The opposite of capital, if capital is money invested in the business, when the owner takes money out of the business, it's called drawings. Okay, so when the owner puts money in, capital. When the owner takes money out, drawings. Owner puts it in, capital. Owner takes it out, drawings. All right, so let's just see and test where you are, and let's go. So this is your instructions. You're going to tell me whether these items are fixed assets, and you're going to put FA. Current assets, you're going to put CA. Current liabilities, you're going to put CL, or long-term liabilities, you're going to put LL. So I'm going to put it up, and we're going to test this. It's whoever types in first gets it. Mortgage in this little box. All right, put it right in that red box for me, please. Is that a fixed asset, current liability, LL? That was Stephon. All right, Stephon, I got you. Next, y'all ready? Stock. Stock. Which one do we classify that as?
Mom.
AS. Who is that? Andrea? All right, let's continue. Keep going. Remember, it's only who put it in first can get it. Building. Which one do we classify that as? LL. Stephon, is that you?
That's one.
All right, very good. Not bad at all. All right, let's go to the next one. You got to be quicker than that. Bank overdraft. Bank overdraft. What do we classify that as?
Stephon.
Stephon, got it. Stephon, take a break. That's enough points for you. Thanks. Ready? Let's go to the next one. Fixtures.
Yeah, I don't know.
And debtors. Fixtures and debtors. Nobody. Take a guess. Fixtures are like your doors and windows and furniture, that kind of stuff. Who is that?
Oh no, I meant to put current asset, to be honest.
All right, let's do two more and then we move on. So we have creditors and motor vehicle. Creditors and motor vehicle. What do we classify that as? CL only, but it wasn't in the box. And this part of the lesson is the accounting equation, and it's very short, very easy to learn once you have a calculator. All right, so the accounting equation, take out your calculators, please, if you don't already have it out, is assets equals capital plus liabilities, or liabilities plus capital. All right, so we're gonna look at how we're gonna calculate this. So let me give you an example. If your assets are 10 and your liabilities are 3, then how much is your capital going to be according to this equation? The equation says assets equal liabilities plus capital. So if your assets are 10, your liabilities are 3, how much is your capital going to be?
13.
Y'all looking at it?
And it's 7.
7.
Oh, yeah, that's
7. Because you have to
yeah.
switch the equation around, Stefan, and that's okay.
I just
All
know
right?
it's equal.
It's okay. So let's continue. Let me show you all of the other ways that you can look at the accounting equation. So these are the 3 ways you can have capital equals assets minus liability. You can have assets equals capital plus liabilities, and you can write this, please. Just these 3 equations you can write, and then liabilities equals capital minus assets. So write just these 3 equations because you're going to figure out how to use these 3 equations in the next 5 minutes. So the accounting equation can come in any form, and this is how I will test you. Either I'll ask you to find capital, I'll ask you to find assets, or I'll ask you to find liability. All right, so everybody has the equation down. All right, let's go. So
Somebody might name me.
take a look at the chart, and we're going to do these together. And I will call your name, and you will put the answer in. All right, so again, for the first one, what are they asking you to find? Where's the blank space? For capital. How do we find capital? What is the formula?
Capital equals asset minus liabilities.
Very good. It's the third one. Capital equals assets minus liabilities. Let's see. Ashton, can you please type the answer for capital in? And let's see if you got it. So Stephanie, you guys, you're putting it actually on the screen in the box. Like how we, yes. All right, good. So everyone, is that correct? Yeah? No? Yes? No. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is. All right. So they used the right equation. For this second one, what are we trying to find? Y'all can unmute your mics because I'm going to need y'all to help me out. All right, good. So assets. How do we find assets?
Asset equals capital plus liabilities.
Capital plus liabilities. So if assets equals capital plus liabilities, Briandre, can you please type in the answer for me, please? Briandre, can you type in the answer for me, please? What is the answer there? Briandre, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm using my calculator.
All right, go ahead. Meanwhile, for the third one, Nolan, can you do the third one where you're finding liabilities for me, please? Tyronique, can you do the fourth one where you're finding assets? And Krishana, can you do the last one for me, please? Briandre, yes, that is correct, Briandre. All right, so how do we find liabilities? Stefan, how do we find liabilities? Who did I give the fourth one to?
No, you gave it to me.
Who was me? Who was me?
Nolan.
Jeez, don't jump on me. Oh my God, okay. Okay, all right, so you see how fast you guys got through it. It's not hard, it's simply interchanging the equations. So if you're okay with the equation, give me a thumbs up, please.
I good with it.